Hi, my name is Mtetei. Huku nje watu wananiita kama Mtetei Mtetezi. I've been an event promoter and event organizer for quite some time now. However, in the last recent months, I transitioned and ventured into real estate. Events nimefanya since 2016, and I remember tumefanya events mob sana. The first biggest event tuliwaifanya ilikuwa inaitwa Genje Ni Festival. However, it happened at Machakos People's Park during the COVID-19 period. Na it was not that good at all. Ilituchoma. I made a loss of about 4 million Kenyan shillings. I was depressed. I lost friends. I was alone. Apart from a very few friends that I can say that I banked on, the likes of Kina VDJ Jones, and very few people whom I could count on. Majority of the people left. Majority of the people fled. And it was a very bad thing that I went through. As a youth, as a young man, as an investor, ilini hit. COVID ili hit kila mtu. Na ili hit very hard and very firm. We lost money, we went through depression, people lost their families, people lost so much. However, we thank God and we thank the Kenyan government for what they did. At least tunaona sahi economy inaanza kurecover. Having an event is a process. It takes a lot of planning, it takes a lot of coordination, and it takes having a serious team ambao you put in place to help you do this. One, you need to identify the location, ama the site where you're going to do the event from. It needs to be a place that is accessible, a place that has security, and a place that is that inaweza accommodate the kind of clientele and crowd you're looking for. Number two, you need to identify who are the artists ambao una target, who are the kind of artists, what genre do they sing, what kind of music do they sing, what crowd do they attract, and the main reason unafanya event, is it for money or is it for promotion? If it is for money, then you need to target the right clientele ambao wanaweza kupea do, people who can buy a ticket and people who can do that. The hardest part of organizing an event ni logistics. Logistical issues are a menace manze kufanya event. One, let's be realistic, let's face it. Logistics, one, kutafuta sound, kutafuta stage, kutafuta technicians, kutafuta lights, kutafuta coordination ya ground, the ticketing, the ushering of people and all that. It's a whole process that needs a lot of planning, meticulous planning and organization. If you are not organized, manze ni noma, huwezi. VDJ Jones, that's a very good question, and I'll be very honest with you. Tumekuwa kwa industry for a very long time. Tumefanya events na wewe, you've performed in my events, na umenisaidia could drive a lot of events that we've had. One, I'll be honest, and this one, no hard feelings, I call a spade a spade. Some Kenyan artists wanna let down event promoters, and that is why unaona most event promoters now prefer kwenda for international artists to come and perform in the country. Why? One, unapea Kenyan artist platform, unampea chance ya kuperform kwa event, but one, hata kupostia, hata drive traffic, yeye anajichukua one, yeye ni superstar, unaget, as long as ushamulipa deposit yeye ana take it, it's a done deal. So unajua event is about the numbers, it's about driving the traffic. So one of the challenges, several challenges I've faced with Kenyan artists ni moja. One, they don't promote, they don't push up the events, they don't own up the event. It's a collective responsibility, and let's face it, wale promoters, wale media personalities tuko now in the country, they are the ones who are letting, most of them are the ones who are letting this industry down. Because one, they are the ones who wame bash up, wana bash up local artists, local content. Na unajua wakati unakosa kupatia local artist platform, you create a gap. Once you create that gap in the market, nobody's filling that gap. So the fact that Kinaruga and the rest, wameweza ku-identify vizuri sana na the Kenyan crowd and the Kenyan youth, then my youth wanatend kusikiza ngoma zao very easily and very well, unaget. So now wakati unaleta mtu kama Ruga Kenya, unapeleka Ruga Meru, of course itajaa, because one, there is a gap in the market. No one holds shows for local artists there, and local artists hawataki kujituma to an extent waweze kufilio gap yenye iko in the market. And then number two, unapata media personalities wengi wenye tuko nao, they are the ones hawataki kutake center stage kuweza kupromote hii industry na local talent na local music. Because hata enda studio, enda in most of our radio stations, ni ngoma gani zinacheza? Truth be told, utapata one, ni ngoma za Nigeria zinacheza. 2 utapata ni TZ, 3 utapata ni mapiano South Africa, unaget, and then 4 utapata ni other countries. Kenyan tunapatiwa, and that is why Eric was crying, we need to up the percentage ya Kenyan local music ambao tunacheza even in our TVs and even in our radio stations. So the reason wana dominate is because there is a gap in the market. Now no one has filled that gap. So once there is a gap, of course, when someone else comes and the opportunity is there, they'll be able to fill it up, bro. One, our national language in Kiswahili. Let's face it. Ni venye wa Kenya hatupendi kuzungumza Kiswahili. Tunataka kuzungumza Kizungu and other languages, mother tongue, but of which sio mbaya. What sells a music is not the language, is the content, is the beats. Zile beats tunamake. Wale producers tuko now in the country wanafaa pia kujituma. Unaget ngoma za Nigeria, we don't understand a word, but si usikiza juu ya nini? Si usikiza juu ya beat. Unaget? So producers wetu pia wakiweza kujituma hapa, waweze kutoa beats zimeenda shule. It's not about the language. Musikiza ngoma za Kijaka, yet I don't understand Kijaluo. Musikiza ngoma za Uganda, yet I don't understand. Musikiza ngoma za Kinyarwanda, yet sishikanishi at all. Unaget? Nigeria, most of their music unapata imefanywa even in Nigeria dialect. But unaget ukienda kwa club ni bangers. Why? Because of the beats and the quality of production hiyo ngoma imeweza kupitia. So I don't think it's about language at all. I think it's all about the concept behind production ya hiyo ngoma, and that's what matters. One, I'll tell people who are friends, check up on your friends. Find out if your friends are okay. Because I remember after that event in 2020, when I lost all the money and everything, the event did not turn up. The event did not show up. The numbers did not add up. 4 million shillings, all your savings, plus do umekopa kwa wasi. My friend, it was hard. So what I did, I had no other choice. I had to migrate. I left Nairobi. I went offline. Totally, I isolated myself. I had to visit a friend who was staying in Nakuru back then. Then akanichukua akanipeleka TZ. Kanambia John aje, tulia hapa for some time. But still, it was hard. Yani unakaa hivi, una imagine what you've gone through, what the things have not added up. As a young person, mwenye unajaribu kujilea and kujibring up, things were totally difficult. So for me, I found solace one in God. Niliingia church, nikaanza kuweza kujirudisha pole pole. And then I had friends. Luckily, even you, we used to talk with you most of the times. You would comfort me unaniambia, Joe, there is still tomorrow. Kuna kesho and all that. So a few friends, the church, and a few family members. Those are the people who made me stand through and go through that period. So naambia wase, wherever you are, kama una face depression, kama una face these things, speak up. Si wanaume tuko na shida. Ukiwa na problem, we don't want to speak up. That's why unaona hata tukigonjeka hatuendangi hosi. Unaget, si usema ni kichwa, nitapona, nitakuwa fine. But the most important thing is open up, speak up, talk to your friends, and I'm sure 1 or 2 people will be able to aid you na utaweza ku overcome hiyo circumstance ama hiyo situation una face. Honestly, Jones, we walked this journey pamoja na wewe and many other artists. The truth is, I had a contract and an agreement with each and every artist tulikuwa nayo on board. Na every artist nilikuwa nimempatia down payment deposit ya up to 50%. Hakuna msee nilikuwa nimelipa less than 50%. So kila msee alikuwa amekula depo. Kuanzia ma MC wote, all the Gengeton artists walikuwa wamekam. Hakuna artist hakuwa amepata do. Now what happened, wakati ilifika certain time, the numbers were not adding up. The numbers were not showing up. Now unajua hii event was not necessarily to make money in that essence. Ilikuwa kujaribu kuinua local industry because Gengeton ilikuwa imepick up. Gengeton ilikuwa inakam. At least as a country tulikuwa tunaweza identify na jona yetu, tuseme we have something that is ours. Tuko na beat yetu tunaweza jivunia kama wa Kenya, tusemange. Unajua kitambo kulikuanga na ile ilikuanga inaitwa ile akina Jua Kali Genge. You remember? We used to have Genge. Now Genge ikakuwa identified na wao mabazu. Was I at least people who are aged 35 and above. But now when this beat came up, it was just a reinforcement of the Genge. Now the Gengeton came up, it picked up very well. Ilikuwa inachezwa mpaka outside, mpaka Niger, ilikuwa ina hit. Now tukaona the best way tunaweza grow hii genre is this. Let us bring all these artists together. put them on one platform, kila mse ajitume, and then we make this as a beginning point ya kuweza ku spread hii gospel across the world and across the country so that iweze kuwa solidified. But bro, truth be told, unajua everybody views everything as a business, unaget. Now when it came to time ya performance, artists walijam, walikuara, bro, bado tuko kwa gate, tunajaribu get collections and all that. A few artists decided to incite each other. Wakasema ni aje, hakuna artist anapanda stage mpaka artist wote wamaliziwe payment yao, in full payment. Bro, as an event promoter, you only get money from ticketing and from your sponsors. Some of your sponsors have not paid you upfront. Me sign agreement, they've told you, we'll pay you after the event. Get collections, do inaenda tickets, do inaenda in ticket collection companies. At the end of the day, they can't give you that money immediately. Mpaka event ishe, mfanye reconciliation, they get their commission, you get your money back. But now artists wakasema hatupandi stage. That was the biggest disappointment I ever faced. Despite all the deposits I had paid, bro, I took the loss as a man. I took the loss as a businessman. What I did is I decided, okay, nimewalipa deposit, ni sawa. Jones, the truth is, there are artists up to today, mimi nawakumbuka because walikuwa saviors. Because despite everything going south, despite everything kwenda wrong, artists kama Mbogi Genje, artists kama kina Sailors, na wewe VDJ Jones, na kuna MC alikuwa anaitwa MC Ndama, mulipanda stage. Despite all that, muka perform. Unaget, yet the fact that mlikuwa mmelipwa deposit peke yake, muliperform, at least tukachachisha crowd kiasi, and after that wase wakaenda home. Wale wase wote walikuwa nje, hawakuingia kwa kiwanja. Why? Cause wale artist main wote tulikuwa tumeka kwa list, despite ya kula 50% deposit, wali decide we are not going to perform. So that is the biggest challenge niliface. Na wakaanza kuinsaitiana, and manze, ilini hit because revenue haijaingia, wase wako nje, wase wako kwa gate, sponsors ndio wao wamekwambia ni aje artist hawaja perform. So hata ile contract tulifanya itakuaje? Unaget? So that is what happened, and that is the biggest challenge niliface. Na ndio maana nakwambia Kenyan artists, kama mmefanya agreement, na agreement inasema payment after the event, Buddha, it's very simple, it's in clear terms, it's in black and white. Piga event yako, after event ambia mse payment yangu iko wapi, because it's an agreement, it's valid and it's enforceable in the Kenyan law system. Unaget? But now tumefanya agreement, tumeagree, then mnaenda pale mnakaa chini, mna insaitiana, mnaambiana ni aje, Buddha, kama utulipido yetu before tuingie stage, hatupandi. Ai manzi, hiyo hata sio agreement. It's a very good question, because having been in the industry for quite some time, I've faced a lot of challenges with some ticketing companies. It is not one company, it is not two companies. Because unapata ticketing company watakwambia, we'll charge you a certain percentage, maybe 8% or 10% or whichever percentage you agree. But now for them, primarily, they're not driving the sales, they're not driving the numbers, they're not driving the conversions. Because you see, what matters is the conversion rate. Wale wase wameweza kulipa ticket ndio waweze kukam kwa event yako. Because events are very expensive. You're talking about a lot of money that is being spent in an event. So ticketing companies needs to step up their game. It is not just about collection. They need to offer more than just collection. They need to market these events because they're getting the ticketing fees from the payments ambazo zina come through their platform. I have heard of a company, it's called the Ticket World or something. I've not interacted with them personally, but I know, I've been told through one or two friends that they, apart from the fact that they do ticketing, they also do collections. They also do marketing. I'm told one may sign contracts na influencers in terms of doing marketing for event promoters and all that. And I think that's a good idea. I think I saw this in the US, and I think if we implemented this here in Kenya, it would go a very long way in making sure at least we bring some sanity back into the events industry. Fantastic. I run a company called Genje Homes. Genje Homes, we're one of the fastest growing company dealing in real estate, property, and we buy and sell land and property. Now, currently, we're having properties at Konza City, which is the biggest city in Africa. In a nutshell, Nairobi City sits on a 2,000 acre piece of land. However, if you look at Konza City sits on a 5,000 acre piece of land. It's 2.5 times the size of Nairobi City. And truth be told, right now, all the horizontal development at Konza City has been effected. The Korea University has already been built. The Google Center at Konza City that was opened by former President Uhuru is already operational. And Konza City being the largest city in Africa, it has the largest airport in the country. It has even Paka SGR, inapita hapo and all that. I'm telling you, this is the next hub. This is bigger than even the capital city of Nairobi City as we speak. So for me, as an investor, as a real estate developer and investor, we decided, okay, what do we do? We need to let people invest in Konza City since right now it's beginning and it's growing, so that these people will make money at the end of the day, either through speculation, or they can decide to construct, or they can decide to put up projects of their own for growth and the ROI, better return to investment, so to speak. So me as an investor, I run a company called Vanke Homes, and we have very prime properties at Konza City, 50 by 100, only 500 meters off Mombasa Road, opposite the Konza City gate. And I'm telling you, if you are an investor, if you are buying land, if you are looking to buy land, if you are looking where to put your money that can give you a better return on investment, you need to invest at Konza City. And apart from that, there is something I have to talk about, Jones. And this is very fundamental and very important. Currently, kuna hii trend ya real estate companies kuswindle wasedo. Wanauza projects gushi, projects zenye haziko. They tell people invest in project A, invest in project B, especially people in the diaspora. And imagine, in reality, these projects are not there. It is very painful. It is very hurting. Mse ame work hard. Mse ame struggle. Mse ame save. Mse ame sacrifice holiday. Mse ame sacrifice so much to be able to invest. And then later on, they realize they invested in a fake, non-existent project. I'll tell you, to all investors out there, you are looking to invest into real estate, don't invest into real estate blindly. Don't lose your money to quacks who lie to you. They are selling you projects that are non-existent. Number one, you need to conduct a due diligence on the land before you buy, or on the property before you buy. Hata gari ukitaka kubai, lazima uconfirm kwanza hii gari is existent and this car is duly registered to the person who says they are selling the car. So there are a few steps that you need to follow. Number one, you need to identify the land you want to buy, the land you are interested in. Where is the land? Where is it located? What is the land agricultural? Is the land commercial, or is the land residential? Number three, what type of title deed do those lands hold? Is it freehold title? Is it leasehold title? Once you may identify those as first steps, step number two, you need to conduct a site visit and meet the actual owners of that piece of land. Ascertain that they own that land as they say. If they don't own the land, if it is an agent, they need to have an authority letter from the owner to permitting them to sell the land that we are talking about. Step number three, you need to conduct a land search at the lands registry. This is part of the due diligence that will tell you everything about this land. Once you conduct a land search, the land search will tell you, does this land have any loans in any bank? Does this land belong to whoever they say it belongs to? Does this land have a valid title deed? Is the owner alive or dead? Once you ascertain those questions, the next step now is to get an offer letter from the person who's selling you the land. Once they get you an offer letter, then the next step is a sale agreement. You need to conduct a sale agreement. Before you sign that sale agreement, you need to make sure there is the consent to transfer that particular piece of land. Those forms must be signed because they must be presented to the board, so that once hii land umeinunua, transfer haitakuwa na pressure. You see, these are some of the things most people are ignoring. We trust relatives so much, especially people in the diaspora, because once you do not conduct this due diligence, then utagongwa. And again, to our government, now that land is a devolved unit, I think we need to we need to complete the digitalization of the lands registry, so that hata ukiwa US, ukiwa America, ukiwa uko Australia, ukiwa UK, ukiwa Qatar, whichever country you are in, you can even be able to conduct a land search online and be able to ascertain that this land actually exists in a place where it says it exists. So basically, those are some of the things you need to factor in, you need to look at before buying land. Vanke Homes, follow us on Facebook at Vanke Homes, follow us on Instagram at Vanke Homes, and myself, yours truly, Mtetei Mtetezi, on all social media platforms. Get to follow us and let's get to interact. And if you have any questions about land, absolutely free, feel free to reach us on 0720 999 991. Thank you very much. You're watching the Kenyan Drive on Triple P TV by yours truly, superstar host VDJ Jones mwenyewe. Keep it locked, keep watching, and I'm telling you, this guy is bringing you great stuff. Thank you very much.